Yeah.
Sure?
But I don't think anyone's here anymore. I think everyone left.
Oh. But why isn't it popping up on here?
Oh, because we're not in it, I don't think.
Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Oh, wait, turn off the... Oh.
Yeah, stop that.
Wait, there. That's fine. Alright. Sorry, guys, we have no idea what we're doing. We might just, like, reschedule for a different day. Is that what you want to do?
Personally, that's how I'm feeling. No.
Yeah. I don't know. We couldn't get this camera to connect to the computer and work because I guess we're technologically not very bright.
Not very savvy with it.
This is our regular camera. We also have a bunch of other cameras too, but I'm using my phone because for some reason YouTube said that's the only thing that I could use was a mobile device. I don't know. Does anyone know if there's a limit to being able to go live if you don't have many subscribers? I have no idea. Well, I'm looking at the chat too, so.
Yeah, I find the video kind of distracting.
Hi, Mom. Do you want to just look at the chat window?
Yeah. Because time is like slower from like being broadcasted on the actual YouTube.
So there we go.
Yeah.
And then here we can. So we're probably just gonna say hi and be, hi, Mom. You're here. I think everyone else left because we couldn't get it up and running, which is horrible. Do you want to do anything like an introduction to who we are or anything like that? Because it's going now. They can see us.
That is true. I don't know.
Want to show what's going on in our life that makes everything so chaotic?
Didn't you do? Oh no, you did a separate video through like Facebook or something.
Yeah, but I don't even think I just posted it on the normal thing. I have a question. Okay, go ahead. Seems like, well, my mom's the only one in there right now. No, there's 3 people.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like from our other TVs though.
No, I don't think so. I think they all typed out. That's really distracting.
That's gonna be
Don't put that on there.
No.
The stove. You have a question about the stove? Oh, is it? I'm sorry. What's going on in your world? Oh. Is it possible to contact someone who has passed away? I don't know. Well, that's one of the that's like, I guess one of the things that we're trying to like kind of find out. I don't think any. I mean, there's people that believe one way or another. There's definitely people that believe that you can. We know a psychic medium that thinks that she can contact the dead. I think it is based on either belief or I don't know what the truth is. It's kind of why we're pursuing the paranormal.
Yeah. I'd like to try to answer that question for sure. That is
Oh, Crow.
Oh
Hi, Crow. Yep, we're live and we're on a phone and we're not really technologically inclined, I guess. So we're not doing that well. Not a lot. But our that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the live too, is to kind of explain what's going on in our life and why we don't have any new videos up. We're actually going to be working on a video today for Cheeseman Park. Again, we're going to try to do it. That video, there's a lot of stuff that happens that, like, we use the flashlights in it. That's been debunked, but we have a lot of questions because what happened when we were at Cheeseman Park. And we'll kind of explain that in the Cheeseman Park video. But I didn't want to just post that video and be like, have a bunch of people being like, oh, look at them, they're using flashlights. They're obviously fake. Like, at the time when we did it, that was the first time we ever went out. It was just us two.
That was a cold night.
Very cold. Very, very cold. Yeah, I can contact you, Mom. I will talk to you later at some point, too. No, you didn't miss anything. We just started. So, I don't know. Is there anything else that... but there's not a lot of people in here at the moment, I don't think. How many people are... 3 people are watching. Probably your dad, my mom, and Crow of Judas. Hello, everyone. Hi to all 3 of you. Thank you for supporting. Kind of feel ridiculous in a way. But, I mean...
treat it as a test run.
Hello. Hello to Zach's dad, and hello to Katie Forster. I don't have my glasses. No, I do have my glasses. They're on top of my head. That is embarrassing. Okay. So we do have a lot of stuff that we didn't have before. We have a lot of like hard disk drives, so we save everything that we film. Kind of wanted to go over that real quick. We have night vision binoculars that record. So those are good to have. I don't think they have any sound capability though.
No,
there's no
no
sound.
audio.
No audio on that. We have a bunch of tinier cameras that we can set up in different places next time we do an investigation. And I think the investigation coming up is, the first part of it is just Zach and I. And then we have our friend Eli with us. But I think the next couple of investigations that we do, we're going to do just him and me so we can kind of like figure out what we're doing.
Actually,
we have a lot of ideas, but we don't have a routine, a set schedule, or anything like that.
We need to get better at planning.
And we're not good at reining our team in, or, you know, we tried out a cameraman once, and he got really freaked out, and we're not good at like kind of getting the team to stick together and focus too. So we need to like practice those skills. We do have an old school recorder. I think this is how we're gonna hook this up to our spirit box, so that we can record the audio at the same time, and then we can dump it down to the computer so everyone can hear that. Let's see, don't worry, others are coming. Oh, okay. So I guess we're...
Just keep going, I guess.
Keep going. You're not dead, Mom. Oh my God. That is ridiculous. Okay, what else? So we wanna record the Estes method sessions, which almost every single time that we've tried to do an Estes method, it doesn't actually end up being true Estes method, because either someone doesn't have a blindfold or something.
I guess you gotta define what makes it a true Estes method.
They have to have all their senses deprived except for what's going on in the speakers. So
you don't necessarily need a blindfold then. You should in theory be able to do it in a pitch black room, and it's still depriving your visual senses.
Oh, that's true. Then people couldn't say, well, I can see what's going on. But then we would definitely have to use the night vision camera for setting it up that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that way we still have something that's visually recording something. We can still record audio with like a camera or whatever.
See, we're trying to figure stuff out to make it like the most engaging, the most so that people have the most of what's going on, like the most evidence, I guess, of everyone can see and hear and know what's going on. Like, I want to get something to like press down on the headphones so you don't have to press down on them, because people say you can pull them up with your hands slightly when you're doing that. So
I think there is a way to.
Can you say poltergeist with that camera? Poltergeist? Can I see poltergeist with the camera?
That's probably
I don't think there's any cameras that detect ghosts for real. I think people use SLS, which is like the camera that puts little stick figures up there, but that's just technology for gaming, and it has to be stationary in order for it to map your body. So if you're holding it and walking around, it kind of just doesn't work like it should. Or if you're coming into the area, it might mess up too. I don't think that's a legit ghost hunting tool, but as far as I know, there is no camera that detects ghosts. Yeah. What were we saying about the Estes method too?
Something about other ways to help deprive your senses, like, or
Yeah.
keeping the headphones down.
Well, I don't think we've ever really truly done. Well, I mean, there was a couple in Hotel St. Nicholas when we went there that we actually did the Estes method. I mean, we turned that sucker up loud so that you can't really hear much. Could you hear us above when you guys were both down in the basement?
I thought I could, but I wasn't really sure. I was pushing down on the headphones myself, but yeah. I think when I look back on the video, it did kind of look like I was holding them up in a certain way somehow. But
yeah, that's why I want to get some kind of a band, like elastic band that we can put around the headphones or something like that to make it so that we don't have to touch the headphones, so it doesn't look like anyone's tampering with anything. And then, of course, we're going to record it, so whatever people hear is what we hear. What else? We have some other ideas, too. Oh, the clothing. When we go out on investigations, we want to wear ultra-quiet clothing so that the sound does not affect the microphone and create a sound that might be like an EVP. Ninja pajamas, yeah. That'd be fun. Looks like. Yeah, so, and we want to test different microphones too. That's going to be another experiment that we do, is we're going to test the microphone we have, which is, I mean, it's a good thing that we couldn't hook up our camera or anything. Now we can show you guys what we use on investigations. We use the Rode microphone. I think this was like, it's the second to the top of the line Rode mic for plugging into cameras of what they have available for retail, at least. I haven't gone like to their website or anything, but this is a pretty good directional microphone. We're going to test this out with different fabrics in different areas with wind, different things like that. And this is our camera. So I want to explain to everyone this Lumix G7. Hey. It is really not good at focusing on people or picking out faces. So some of our investigations that we did in the past, I talk about that personally, like it's not picking your face out at all, right? Like it can't focus on your face, but that camera is just, that's a known flaw to that camera. When I looked it up, I got frustrated, and it's like, okay, well that's debunked. It has nothing to do with the camera. In fact, most of those problems with cameras unfocusing probably have to do with the camera's flaws itself. That's probably not paranormal at all, is my views on it. What do you think? Mostly me talking.
Sorry, I got lost in my head a little bit.
That's fair. The camera focusing, do you think that's ever paranormal?
Personally, no, because I'm pretty sure the whole camera focusing thing has been an issue.
Yeah.
Like ever since autofocus has been around.
Yeah.
You know, and also like any past attempts of using cameras could just be like human error. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of obviously, we couldn't start our live on time or anything. There's a lot of human error. We're still figuring a lot of stuff out, honestly, and looking into stuff. And that's why we want to do experiments. Because, okay, so the cat balls, too. Cat balls, those have been debunked. We watched probably like 3 or 4 videos on them. I know you watched at least 2 with me. But they were talking about how on the inside of the cat balls there's a little foil that can move around. And ours doesn't actually have foil. Thank you. So, yeah, our cat balls, they don't have a foil. They have a little ball bearing. And that ball bearing has to move to touch either connector to get it to trigger and make the lights go off. So we kind of filmed us breaking apart the ball to see what was actually inside the mechanism to make it. I still have that video, but it's going to be part of a larger video where we do experiments on it. And we have found a way to stabilize those cat balls by putting some plumber's putty, like a base, to make the vibrations kind of stop.
Can't think of the right word.
It kind of like... It muffles vibrations, so if you put it down on a surface, you have to tap pretty hard, like right next to it to like actually get it to trigger, or have it in an unstable environment. But if it's just sitting there, we've turned them on in our house for like a month straight. I think we killed one of the batteries. Yeah. And they never go off unless you actually pick them up and shake them. So I think the plumber's putty works for that. But I want to do a live stream to show people that, like, they're not going off. They're stabilized with plumber's putty. And then this is the thing that we use for EMF detection, which is, this is an electrician's tool. So if we get closer to the camera, you can see the lights going off. That's because it's near my phone, right? But the top part is voltage, the bottom part is magnetic field. So together it's EMF. We were talking about that. We're going to do a whole video on EMF. But we use this meter because, I don't know, the other ghost hunting ones look like kids' toys. Like, honestly, whoa. It's like near the computer. Look at that. There is like a lot. Hold on. So like our whole channel, it's basically just exploring the paranormal in general. And I think in order to do that, Zach and I have been talking about this a lot recently. And we have different views on it because you're like semi-skeptic. Yeah. And I'm more like a full-on believer. But even as a believer, I think most things are not paranormal. Most things have a natural reason for them. And if you are truly wanting to find evidence and proof of the paranormal, you have to be a debunker. Like, you have to actually investigate things. So that means like looking into every tiny little detail. That's investigation. Like, you have to ask all the questions to find out if anything is causing these things. So in that perspective, like, you can't just be like, oh, this meter is turning red, like, it must be a ghost. Look, There's a ghost in my house. That's ridiculous. It's obviously because it's by the computer, right? I mean, but we want to see if like the wind will set it off, or I don't even know if we could be in a place where there's an earthquake, but maybe earthquakes or tiny vibrations of the Earth's magnetic field can shut it off, or maybe like sunrise and sunset. Does that have anything to do with EMF going on and off? Temperature. Temperature is a good one because electricity acts different in different temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
And there's less resistance during the cold, more resistance if it's warmer. You have anything else to add?
There's so much about EMF. Honestly, I haven't really researched it in a minute, so
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to give out any false information.
yeah, there's going to be a whole video on EMF and testing. We want to do experiments with that. But I guess one of the things about our channel is like, how can you test for the paranormal if you haven't tested in detail all of these things, like the flashlights? These have been debunked too, but I want to see detailed experiments, like how frequently do they go off? In what temperatures is it more frequent? At what altitudes is it more frequent? You know, what can affect these things, and how frequent, what is the frequency that they go on and off at? Is it more random? Is it more predictable? Is it like every 20 minutes? Is it every 10 minutes? Is it every 2 minutes? Like, if you have more information, you can definitely say like, well, it's this temperature outside. Here's a temperature meter, which we have one of those too. It has the humidity, the temperature, everything like that. So at this temperature, we've done 20 experiments, and the frequency of the flashlight coming on and off is in a 20-minute period, but it's going on and off like every 2 to 3 minutes. I don't know. That might be paranormal. It still could be caused by something else too. You have to try to rule other things out, but you can't say like, debunkers also can't say just because this randomly turns on and off, it's never paranormal. You see what I'm saying? It goes both ways. Like, there has to be more testing to say conclusively, this is only going off on and off every 20 minutes. It's random. Because that's what 10 or 20 experiments have shown. You know? In this environment, this is how this tool acts, so you can rule that out. But as far as I know, I've just seen people explain why they turn on and off randomly, which I'm not arguing. I know they do that, so that's cool. Anything else did you want to show?
You don't have to.
How crazy our life is, or
don't have to.
Okay.
Like, a lot of unplugging stuff and moving stuff around.
Yeah.
It's just a mess even with everything we got set up. Like,
maybe I'll just explain it. I don't know. There's stuff that keeps on happening in our lives. Okay, we have some personal stuff that we're not going to go into. Much bigger issues that take up a lot of our time. But then also, Zach works more than a full-time job.
overtime?
A lot of overtime, like 60 to 72 hours a week that you're putting in.
It's been averaging that recently.
And then on top of that, we have kids every other week.
They can be a handful sometimes.
They are full time, and I'm not gonna go out and do anything paranormal when I only have them half of the time anyway. So I want to spend all the time with my family when they're around. But we live in a mobile home house, and it's somewhat under construction, like I've said in my other video. There's a lot of repairs that need to be done, and just recently the oven, which is very old, was like leaking
It had a gas leak.
Yeah, it had a gas leak. We've known about it. You can smell gas every once in a while because they put a scent into gas. It's not like gas has a scent naturally, but that's
Right.
what I've always been told. But you can smell it when you open up the oven. But we also have what is that, a CO2 detector?
That's a basic smoke detector. This is a carbon monoxide detector.
Carbon monoxide detector. Okay. So our carbon monoxide detector started to go off, and we thought it might be related to the gas. And it wasn't the battery either, was it?
No, it's a weird setup. It's not like you can just replace the battery or something like that. It's all like built in, integrated with the motherboard and everything. So you'd have to replace the entire device if it was the battery.
It's supposed to have
But
like
it's
a 5-year lifespan or something.
That sounds about right, and I think it's wired even to the furnace. Maybe that's how it's probably getting its power.
See, I didn't know any of that. They just installed that
This
last
past
winter.
year, yeah. But that was the thing too, and I was messing with it, and every time I hit the button, it was actually sending out a test tone every time. So, but the first time it went off, nobody was touching it, and that's what made us believe that's what was going on, you know. Kept opening doors and stuff, so even if there was something in there, it probably wouldn't have been able to detect it as easily as it did the first time.
Yeah.
But it hasn't gone off since that day. Like, at least until we disconnected the stove and got rid of the old one.
Yeah, that's true. So, because of the leak, though, we decided to get a new oven, which is sitting in our kitchen right now. We pulled out the old oven and found that we have a lot of water damage and the floor is caving in. So, in order to fix that so we can actually install the oven, we have to rip out our kitchen pretty much and fix the floor.
Well, at least just that one section, but if we're going to remove that entire one section, might as well just get new counters for everything else.
Well, yeah, because that's basically the whole sink counter area that has to be pulled out.
Yeah.
And then everything won't match, so, I mean, it's just like a domino effect of things that we have to do that keep on getting in the way of us actually doing any experimentation, actually going out on any investigations. I mean, I think Alex Waters, who is the radio station guy that went with us to the St. Nicholas Hotel, he wants to come back out with us and do another investigation. So if you guys want to see that, let us know. But we haven't even been able to plan anything. Do you want to say what we want to do, that we want to plan out? Like in July, August? Or do you want to keep that a secret for now?
Let's just keep it a secret for now, because we keep talking about our plans without actually properly planning everything out, and then everything just falls through the cracks, and we just don't get around to doing it. So it's still in the works. We've talked about it.
We have a secret project. It's going to be exciting.
Secret.
Well, we're not telling anyone.
I wouldn't just explain everything now just yet, because
what if it doesn't happen?
Exactly. Just in the off chance, instead of keeping talking about all these big plans we want to do and everything, and then it just doesn't follow through.
Because we have too much life getting in the way, basically. But we do have a lot of ideas on how to do stuff and tests to kind of make things more understandable and easier to debunk while people are out. Hey, Dawn. How's it going? How are you and Joe? Oh my gosh, people are... I feel insecure a little bit.
Now it's hitting you? Now it's hitting you.
Yeah, because, okay, I watch all of you guys, and I never, I participate in the chats, and that's pretty much about it. What did you do? The other video that we have done? Like the Cheeseman Park one? Is that what you're asking about? We're
I'm
working on that
assuming.
today. We want to work on that today. So I think I was trying to explain that earlier, and then I was trying to answer a question from someone else on chat. But,
I don't know.
oh, thank you, Dawn. So the Cheeseman Park video, I have it all edited. There was going to be a hidden Where's Waldo of fake paranormal thrown in the video somewhere for debunkers to look, and that's like out in the open, like something fake that you're gonna look for. It just happens to be blatantly obvious, and I'm not gonna change it because it is really hard to put fake stuff in videos. Not like overlays, that would be easy, but I wanted it to be visual, and like I just don't have any time for that. So I'm gonna leave something really lame in the background, and if you want to point it out and like timestamp it, you can. But anyway, like yeah, we edited the whole video, but to finish the video, we're actually going to do a reaction with the video. Because we have a whole intro segment that comes in, then we're going to come in, and then the investigation happens. And we kind of have to explain things as we go along in that investigation because it's so old. Like, how old is it now? It's like over a year old.
Cheeseman Park?
Yeah.
I think we filmed that on like New Year's Day last year.
Was it what? Last year, New Year's Day?
Oh, like 2023, yeah.
2023. January 1st of 2023. So, yeah, over a year old. And then we finished it up in October. Like we went with Eli, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, September, October?
September, sometime. It was warm. Like, way warmer.
For sure.
There was no snow on the ground.
I think Eli even had like just a t-shirt on. It was that warm.
Yes, that was the one that we wanted. We wanted you to watch it with us and do a reaction live to what was happening. That would have been fun, like with your dad. He could have sat here and saw Cheeseman Park with us and done the reaction video, like, and then that goes out as part of the actual Cheeseman Park video. That would have been fun. Yeah. But yeah, there is a lot that we have to explain in that video. There wasn't a lot happening, and everyone that's in real paranormal knows, like, you're not going to get stuff happening every single time you go out. So, like, half of the video is just, like, us walking around in a park, because Cheeseman Park is a park where there's still dead bodies, like, buried in the park, and that's in Denver. Like, anyone can go there. So... Aw, thank you. Hi. You're like over here in the corner.
I'm trying to slowly inch away from the camera so that nobody notices that I've just left.
Well, hello everybody. How many people? There's 5 people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else? What other ideas do we have?
Coming back out that soon, I think. On the truck? I think that's what he's
Oh, yeah, he's coming back out? That's cool.
Yeah. So what? We hold off on the Cheeseman Park until he gets here then?
Well, I want to finish Cheeseman Park today and get it out. But I did do a reaction also, if you all are watching. If you've seen any of our videos, we have one on the 3rd tunnel. And there's a lot of stuff in there that I've actually debunked or can be something else. And there's a lot of stuff that we also still debate. Like the whole Mariah thing at the end. The EVP.
Yeah.
And Zach thinks it's his voice. Although we are in Colorado. Yeah. So Dawn asked if we were where we're located. We're in Colorado, and we would love to go out with other teams. I've asked a lot of people. some people are interested, some people are just farther away. But we're always interested, like if any debunkers out there want to come out with us investigating, we are well open to it. We also, I will say this on our live too, all of our raw footage we save, we back up to data. So if anyone has any questions or wants to see anything, we can put that on a shared cloud on the iCloud drive. Yeah, Colorado. So we're about, an hour and a half away from 45 minutes to an hour and a half depending on traffic away from Denver. About 3 hours away from Estes Park. Still want to go to the Stanley Hotel again. Although honestly, I had something happen when I was up there with other people on the 4th of July. But now that I look back on that whole experience, I think that the Stanley Park may have been employing 2 little girl actors or doing something to like make it more haunted experience, because
It's possible.
I don't know. I don't trust anyone anymore.
When you own a piece of property that's known to be haunted, would you not take advantage of like trying to make it extra haunted so that everybody has an experience?
I mean, me personally, no. But Joe and I would love to go to Colorado sometime. Not sure about this year, as it's been busy. Oh yeah, you guys were out with Side Eye Guy. That is awesome. Like, you guys were doing a lot. Plus, you just got engaged. Congratulations! That's Dawn and Joe got engaged while they were at the Conjuring House.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Did you watch any of the Conjuring House stuff with Side Eye Guy? Oh my god, I have to show you some of it. It's hilarious. More so to visit and not to investigate. Yeah, Colorado, there's a lot to do here. So don't necessarily have to do anything haunted, but there's a lot of haunted cool spots just to like walk around and look and like, kind of see. What else? I'm talking about Colorado, Estes Park. Oh, so I happen to know someone that is in special effects. They're actually, I'm not going to say their name now because I don't know if they want to be public with any of this, but I do want to call the person and get their permission to do an interview with them and a bunch of stuff, because they work in special effects in Hollywood, and they were contracted by the Queen Mary to do practical special effects for the Queen Mary so everyone would have a haunted experience. And this was years and years and years ago. I'm talking like about 25 years ago that they contracted this person out to put in special effects in the Queen Mary. So I don't trust any place. You can hide stuff in vents. Cameras are really small. Triggers are really small. You can put stuff anywhere. And that's the thing. Like, you got to think about that with any popular haunted location. And I think, I want to interview a few people, and I think there's a few other spots that I'm very suspicious of as well. So, I don't know. We kind of want to do a different type of investigating where we look detailed at our surroundings and kind of look in vents and test out, electrical and stuff like that. Kind of get really, really deep dive some of the more popular locations, because I have a feeling that they hire actors. They kind of like, I don't know, put on a show for any of the ghost hunters or anyone that's actually like going to the place looking for a haunted experience. Yeah, I would love to see. Yeah. Do you guys look for that when you do investigations? Like any kind of like little trick props or anything like that? I know the obvious stuff people pointed out before in the past, like when they go into an abandoned building and there's like string on the door or string on like a wheelchair. I was watching an investigation where this girl, she has a YouTube called the Paranormal Patch, and they've definitely shown like going into places and finding like strings and stuff tied to stuff where probably YouTubers were there before them, kind of like making videos and faking stuff. So, yeah, I really want to look for all kinds of tricks everywhere, but definitely there's a lot of faking going on, and I don't just think it's the YouTubers. I believe it's the historical sites that are setting up stuff as well. I'm very suspicious. And that kind of just ruins it. I mean, I understand what they're going for. They want everyone to have a fun experience or experience.
Like if they try to just pass it off as like without a doubt, like it is paranormal and it's haunted and stuff like that, that's where I get bent out of shape. But if it's like advertised, like, you know, it's a trick house, it has stories of it being haunted, you know.
Oh, you mean like the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland? Like, obviously, that's not a real haunting. It's an experience, right?
Yeah, but like, you know, if it's still like modeled after like some historical event that's happened.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, that would be fun.
Okay, as long as everybody's in the know of like it is a trick house. There are like hidden things that's.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, it in theory would like empower the spirits of if there was something haunting there and make them more stronger and potentially even influence said tricks that the man has like all set up or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it would be fun to have. People do that too. They have haunted houses and really scary, like Halloween type of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would be fun to have a year-round place set up, an Airbnb or something that's haunted experience, which I actually saw one of those recently, and it's advertised as such. This is for entertainment. You can turn the switch on and off. This is haunted, not haunted. So, like, that's cool, and if people were more honest about it, I think they would get more money too. I need my glasses. Ooh, do you want to say what YouTubers were at the location before you? I'm very curious. Or is that on the video? Did you say who was there and which video is that so I can take a look? If you guys have put it up yet. Yeah, they found. Did you read?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Expose people. Like, I don't think it's fair to the viewers that think people that are 100% real. I don't think it's fair to them because it plays with their emotions and everything else. And when you find out for sure, 100%, that something is fake, it's very disheartening. And for some people that kind of like, I've seen comments on some of the big YouTubers saying that they brighten their day, their life is really bad, and without them in their lives, blah, blah, blah. You know, like some people, it brings them out of a funk to like have certain channels that they watch. So, you know, if they got disheartened, like that could have a big effect. I'm not going to say someone's going to go out there and unalive themselves or anything like that, but it might be the tipping point for a bunch of people that, you know, have a lot of trouble in their lives and have this like tiny little thing that they like to hang on to. Yep. Oh my gosh. In fact, like when we were looking up the third tunnel, one of the only big YouTubers that had ever been there was Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
All of the other videos that we saw in the third tunnel were unknown people, smaller YouTubers, channels that were defunct, urban explorers, stuff like that. And definitely in Omar's video, they kind of like overplayed the whole there's children spirits here, they're all from a bus crash, cave in, blah, 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 which was absolutely untrue. We totally debunked that. Which we didn't show in the video too, which was another reason why I did a reaction, because there's a lot more that went into making that video that we kind of didn't show. Like going to the library and looking up all the information, and we kind of just said like, this is not true, and left it at that and didn't show any evidence of it not being true. Which, like you can look stuff up online, and everywhere you go online, they'll have the urban legend of that tunnel collapsing in on a bus and killing everyone. But there's no verifiable sources of that. There's no actual news agency reporting on the actual time that it happened. They'll report on, this is what is said to have happened up there.
Mm-hmm.
During Halloween time, but not really like the actual report of it happening. And so we went through the library and looked through all the like old newspapers, and we couldn't find anything about it, or anything about a fire too. But
there was a fire that happened at that tunnel, but it was a controlled fire, and like I don't think it actually caused a collapse. It may have eventually, but it was such a small little fire in like a barrel or something like that, while kids were like out partying for some reason.
Oh, okay. So there's another thing that happened up on Gold Camp Road where there was a couple of kids that came across like a barrel that was on fire. Now this is actually real, verifiable horror that happened on Gold Camp Road. They came across the barrel. It's on fire. They called the fire department, and when they put out the fire, it was a person inside the barrel that was on fire. Yeah, someone actually got killed. And but yeah, I think that's more why Gold Camp Road is paranormally active, and why some people can experience things up there, is because there's a lot of like really horrific things that happened up there. Like people dump bodies, people kill people, and that was another thing that I wanted to go over with that video. Like I was terrified up there, but it had nothing to do with the paranormal at all. There were other people that were going hiking at night in the rain, and I know we're those people. We're those people. We're those weirdos out in the rain, hiking up to like a tunnel out in the mountains, right? Like we're the weirdos.
Somehow.
But you never can tell what kind of weirdos are also out there. Like if they're hiking out in the rain, like who are they and what are they up to?
Maybe they just enjoy hiking out in the rain.
At night. Yeah, they could be. It reminds me of the birds, though. We're the weirdos. Yeah. I don't know. There was a lot about that. But there's a lot about all the videos that I kind of want to go over, because we don't say anything in detail while we're doing our investigations. We need to get better at that. We need to get better at calling out like, hey, I just whispered to you. Oh yeah, people are a lot scarier than ghosts. In fact, one of our oldest investigations, which I have not edited yet, there was an incredibly scary moment in there, and again, it was not paranormal. But we'll leave that like there too. You don't remember the third bridge? Not the third tunnel, but the third bridge. Yeah,
You
that
haven't
was...
posted that one yet?
No.
Seriously?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I have not edited or posted that one yet. That's another one where Jessica was there too. And I think actually that was the most terrifying thing that's ever happened on an investigation. What is up, Harmo? And Booberry. Yes, Booberry. Let's see. Where is Eli? Eli is not here. Well, we didn't even call him about the live though, too. Should we have invited
I
Eli?
didn't even realize that was a possible thing.
Yeah, he usually works on the weekends, so I don't know. Yeah. So even Beardo just posted about something that happened to them when they went to an abandoned location. Like a bunch of people came up on them with bats and stuff, and that is really scary. They are in the UK, so I think that could have gone terribly wrong. But in the United States, people have guns. You know, so anyone that's in the UK, please don't go to abandoned places in America without trying to contact the owner of the land or property first, because that is incredibly dangerous. And in fact, like, even though we were on public property, where we were at the third bridge, if you kind of look up the history on the third bridge, a lot of really bad stuff really did happen there. And it is kind of in the middle of nowhere. There is a couple of farms like pretty close by. It's not as like out in the middle of nowhere as they kind of make it out on some of the videos that you can see on YouTube. Like there is houses within like what? A football field? 2 football fields away.
2, 3.
There's like sheep
no more than
right
5.
there. There's cows right on the other side of the fence. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's so rural that you're not anywhere. But the people that own the farms, they could have guns, you know. But we were on public we were on public property for most of it. And this is what made us like rethink everything. If you're going to do urban exploring, if you're going to do ghost hunting, anything like that, no matter where you're at in the world, you should probably try to actually contact whoever owns that land or property and get permission. Like maybe give them $20, $100, whatever. Like get permission though, because you don't want people to come up on you with bats or guns or be stabby or whatever.
Would you want random people just strolling in onto your yard? Probably not.
Yeah, it's not very respectful if you think about it.
Yeah, like get the permissions wherever you go. It's just the right thing to do.
Yeah. Is the people in the chat talking to each other? Okay, so like what other experiment? We have a bunch of experiments planned, but I think we had it's a soft clothing that we're gonna do. We're gonna try to get soft shoes that make the least amount of noise to go on investigations. If we had like a budget to buy new stuff, like the glasses that have a camera in it, that would be cool because they're actually pretty reasonable. They're like $200 or something like that.
That's a lot of money for glasses that could break easily.
Well, you use them just for investigations so people can see where you're looking. Like if there's a noise and you turn your head, you know? Then
you get that one idiot on the crew who just hears one little creaking sound and just bolts it, and as they turn around, the glasses just onto the floor.
You got a better idea? Body cams?
Body cams, I can just get strapped onto the chest. Yeah.
But then you have to turn your whole body.
You can get one strap on your head and just flip it around so it's behind you. Or in front. Or both. Or you get a
I
360
got a lot of
camera helmet.
ideas. But, I mean, if we had an unlimited budget, the glasses wouldn't be a bad. Or, like, some kind of head cam rig. Something set up.
A lot of possibilities.
Both. We do have a lot of, I showed you guys that earlier, but we have like 1, 2, 3. We have 3 little tiny cameras that we can post up in different angles so people can see more angles, especially if we're stationary doing like Estes method or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit box. What else?
I don't know. I think you covered a lot of points.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Anyone have any questions? Like what is
strapped on the head or a helmet? Sure, it's filming the right angle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important because you want to have as many angles as you can have covered so you can see what's going on at all times or debunk. Like, obviously, if you're in an abandoned building, little taps and bumps and stuff like that can be bugs, mice, rats, rabbits, raccoons.
The building itself settling.
Yeah, the building itself crumbling away, snakes, lizards, like wildlife of any kind, other people. Like trying to hide because they want to squat there. You could be scaring other people. That's why, like, I think if we're going to a location, we should call out to, like, is there anyone here? Like, an actual person. We don't want to scare you. We're just, exploring. Kind of make it known that you're there so you don't scare any people. Yeah. Love you too, Harbo. I don't think I've watched a lot of CJ. CJ is... Well, yeah, I would like to do a lot of investigating over in Europe.
All over.
We did a tiny bit of exploring in Ireland when we had our honeymoon out there. And actually filmed it. And then we did some stuff in Italy in an Airbnb, but we need to ask permission if we can actually turn that into a video. Otherwise, it's just going to be shelved for probably permanently. But we played around with the Ouija board there and kind of did our own thing, Oh, yeah. Yeah. The mirror at my mom's house in London. Walthamstow. Yeah. It was this old mirror. Did you get it from like a antique place, or where did you get that mirror? How did you get into the paranormal? Katie Foster says, how did you get into the paranormal? So that's a good question. I want you to answer first.
What?
How did we get into the paranormal? How did you get into the paranormal?
I just watched stuff that was on Netflix and was like, that's gotta be fake. And then wanted to prove it.
And then you started watching stuff on YouTube, too.
Yeah. Then I was like, it's gotta be fake. I want to prove it. That's basically how I got into it.
But, like, and I have a different perspective around, like,
How
well,
we
it
got
could be
into it?
real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm into the paranormal because I think I probably would have been into the paranormal anyway, but I was born on Halloween, so everything's always spooky, everything's always scary around my birthday, and that kind of lends itself to you being into, or anyone being born on Halloween being more into like the dark and mysterious anyway. So, yeah, there's that. But then, yeah, then we would watch Sam and Colby together because, like, that was literally the only thing that we could find on YouTube at the time when we searched paranormal. It was either, like, something really small and boring that we would shut off immediately. That was, like, terrible quality camera. Everything was, like, not that great about it. Like, very poor quality, not a lot of views. And then there was Sam and Colby. And they were really entertaining. I didn't believe that it was like 100% legit. And Zach would sit there the whole time being like, no, that's fake. That's fake. That's fake.
I mean, they use a lot of stuff that we just view as like kids' toys, like the K2 meter and stuff like that. And it's like, but how do you know? You know, they've never really dived into the whole, like, how does stuff work and why does it do this when you're in places like this? You know?
Yeah.
They're just hunting for ghosts.
And a lot of the stuff I saw, you know, the more we watched them, the more we found other people. Then we got into it and we started posting videos in October. And that's when, all of you know, like, all of the drama happened in late October. Like, that's when just, like, everyone on this paranormal scene was, like, crazy drama happening everywhere. That's when I found, like, shows like Beardo Gets Scared, sorry. I watch them all the time. Sag, Purple, like the Side-Eye Guy, Crow of Judas, like, all of those debunkers. The Shape, that's another one. Mythos Paranormal. And I was like, wow, there's a lot of other people out here, like, proving that stuff is fake and actually having legit, like, debunking videos and stuff like that, which is really awesome. Yeah, love Beardo and Purple. They're really funny too, and they exploded since October too because of all the drama. But anyway, like, I think my point was that, what was my point? How we got into the paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a couple things that I saw in Sam and Colby too, and plus I was like, man, I bet you could be entertaining with it. Like, you can have an extremely entertaining, engaging show that's not fake. Like, and you can make it entertaining by putting the history in there, by putting the debunking of, like, these sites in there, by if there is any real activity or something that you're like, this is questionable, no, I really don't know what caused this, then that's more engaging too, right? And then just, like, people exploring and being people together, like, having fun, having a good time. You can have that friendship and not have it be, like, fake, you know? Paranormal Quest, I don't think I've watched any of their stuff yet. Have you seen Paranormal Quest? No? I have watched The Ouija Brothers. I have watched Ghosts on Trent and Exploring the Entity. I think Exploring the Entity was the first real paranormal that I've seen, but I don't think you watched any of those with me, huh?
No, none of them really sound familiar.
No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, watch a lot of those on my own. And there are a lot of the channels that the debunkers shout out. Of course, that list is getting longer, but there was one episode in particular that I saw of Sam and Colby where I was like, oh my god, we have to go there just so I can show people what is going on in this scene, because I saw it clear as day. I made a comment about it, but I don't know. I don't know if anyone saw that comment, like, ever, because it's lost in a sea of, like, thousands and thousands of comments. But it's the one, I don't know where they're at. But Colby's up in, like, upstairs all alone, and the door either opens or shuts. No, it shuts.
Mm-hmm.
It shuts on its own. And the door has one of those automatic hinges at the top. And even if it's old, like, so it sticks occasionally, like, that door would just shut. And yeah, that would probably be scary in the moment until you looked up and saw, like, oh yeah, it has an automatic hinge. And then you could laugh at yourself for being scared over something stupid. Like me getting scared over everything. Someone can bump into, like, the side of the door and make a noise and I'll scream. You know, like the St. Nicholas thing, you guys were like, shh, shh, because it's at night. There's other people there in rooms trying to sleep, Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're, like, downstairs in the bath, like, Eli and Alex were in the bathroom. And they're filming, trying to do Bloody Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I think Alex steps back to the side or something and kicked the side of the wall. And then I screamed. Stupid. That's what happens. Oh, coffee and scream. Oh, hey. Hello, Mike. I've seen you in other chats before, too. We have 10 viewers. Now I'm feeling nervous again. 10 people are actually watching.
Yes. I don't know how
And
long it's been like that.
we don't know what we're doing. Oh, I do have something else to say, too, though. If we have had a contest going on since our launch in October. And we're going to be doing a drawing once we get to 1,000 subscribers. I don't remember how many of each thing that we're giving away, but we're giving away rune pendant necklaces that are like the pet protection sigil. We're also giving away a handcrafted. Do you want to grab the skull wand? I'll show everyone that. I made a crystal skull wand, like a Harry Potter style type of wand. We're going to give that away. And then Jessica Brown, she is going to be giving away some crystal wrapped pendants and then something that she calls the goddess box. I don't know what all is inside that, but this is the wand that I made. It's got like it's a crystal tip and a crystal skull on it. So if anyone wants to be entered into any of that, all you have to do is, like, comment on any one of the videos, and we're going to do a randomizer once we get to, like, 1,000 subscribers. And then I guess I'll do that on a live, because that's probably the easiest way to do that. Put a randomizer of all the people's names. Wait, what did Harpo say? Yeah. I love my family. Is that all of our family that's watching? That's who's tuned in.
Seems like mostly.
Yeah. So yeah, we do have a contest. It's all stuff that we made personally. We don't have any merch for sale. We don't have any memberships set up or anything like that. I don't know. I don't know if people would even be interested in that right now, because we kind of haven't really proven ourselves or, like, had many videos out. We're not consistent about putting up videos. But we do have a lot going on in our lives. And in fact, like, it's not just the kitchen. Our car had that brake problem that came up. Mm-hmm. We had the plumbing problem. That's consistent yearly.
I told you the last time we had a plumbing problem, we should just remodel the whole kitchen anyways.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to listen until...
I wanted to be like, la,
we
la,
saw
la.
until we
It
actually
doesn't
can't
happen.
unsee the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now we can't unsee the problem, so that needs to get done.
I mean, we could just throw a piece of 2x4 on there and like just screw it down and level out the oven and.
I think it
Call it
would
a day.
I can't unsee it now.
Yeah.
It is a weak spot in the floor, and it is
Mhm.
gonna. I don't want to think about it because it's gonna make me do that throw-uppy sound. I had the feeling come up, and I don't want to gross everyone out.
Oh, I think it would just remind people of that one show. Where was that from?
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I don't want to be D. Seriously, that's not cool. You look like a giant bird.
Well, you don't look like a giant bird, so it's okay.
We usually don't discuss the witchcraft side. Oh. Ooh, the witchcraft side of what? Charlie Day, yeah. I mean, I think he's the funniest part of that show, honestly. With the whole cheese and spaghetti day and all that. Like, hey, why don't we watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Don't they have a new season too?
I don't know, I haven't checked.
Yeah, we haven't watched that in a while.
A mess.
Charlie would choose cat food. How many videos do we have in the pipeline? We have Cheeseman Park. We have the third bridge, not to be confused with the third tunnel. Those are two that just need to be
Edited and.
kind of like Cheeseman Park just has to be finalized, and that's just our reaction. And then the third bridge has to be fully edited. There's so much footage to go through on that one, and I haven't even gone through it with headphones on yet. But I could kind of just like dumb that one down and go straight to the exciting bit, just for everyone, just so we can have something up. But then I have reactions of each video that we did too, and then also, I don't know if anyone's interested, but we have the full unedited audio only. Like, no one was filming in that room at the time, but it's the Estes method between Eli and Alex when they were alone up in the surgical room in St. Nicholas. And it's the audio only, and I can have it so that it's like uncut entirely. You're gonna hear all the dead spaces in between and all that, but it's also only audio, so you can't. We didn't have extra cameras. We didn't think of giving someone a cell phone. We didn't.
Oh, you're talking about.
Do any of that. Yeah. So what Alex did was he just started recording audio on his phone, and that's how it got recorded. But if anyone's interested, I'll put up the unedited Estes method audio. But yeah, I mean, you can't see what's going on, so. And reactions to all of our old videos, and then how we do them in the future is just going to be a little bit different, and we have to figure out like a rhythm, get to know our equipment better. I don't fully understand how to work our camera entirely. Like, I am a novice when it comes to. That's why we kind of wanted to get a cameraman to begin with, like someone that knows how to use a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Would be nice. But if it's just us, you're gonna see a lot of dumb stuff. Just to let you know. That's part of the funny bits of it, right? Hello, Faith. I just see it. We got a new person saying hello in the chat. How are you today? We're just. We all have magic in us. Absolutely. I believe that that's true. I don't know. What do you believe?
Anything and nothing is possible. I like that. Very on the fence.
You have conflicting beliefs.
Yeah.
All the time.
Very controversial beliefs.
I have extremely. I don't know if we'll ever get quite into all of that, but I don't know. Beliefs are a weird thing, and everyone can have their own personal beliefs, and I think that's what makes life magical. Like, everyone figuring out what they believe in their search for, truth and honesty and, what makes sense to them in life, I guess. The meaning of life, blah, blah, blah. I love that. I don't know. Okay. So, how long have we been going for? Over an hour. We actually figured it out and went over an hour, and we were going to quit.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd quit like 15 minutes ago. I'm getting hungry and I gotta use the bathroom.
Okay. So,
not to be rude.
Just to let you all know, the lives that we do, they're not going to be regular. We might do them quarterly, like maybe 4 of them a year, maybe less. If we do them more often, then that'll be an unexpected surprise. But yeah, because our life is so chaotic and busy, we are going to try to get more into doing more of the paranormal stuff this summer before October too, because October is kind of like the big month where all the spooky stuff happens, and we kind of want to have at least a few videos to throw out that month.
It'd be cool if we could actually get one video a week for that month.
Yeah. That's the goal. One video a month in October. That's the goal.
One video a week.
Oh.
There's only 1 month in October.
One video a month regularly.
Then October, 1 video a week.
Yeah, 1 video a week in October. But if we can do more, that would be amazing and awesome too. Like, we did want to do a couple of parody videos too, and those don't cost anything. It's just us being a fool out in the forest or something, like a little parody skinwalker video or something. You have to say that and running around in a forest. I'm kind of on edge about actually.
That sounds like a stupid idea. Like, I may be on the fence on a lot of things, but when it comes to like skinwalkers,
you don't want to mess with it.
No, I'll go do that all the way in like China or Europe, away from like.
So we're gonna fly to that gets to be an expensive parody video.
At least I know for certain I'm not dealing with a skinwalker.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I guess we'll leave it there. So we do have some videos that will be coming at some point in time. Probably there will be one going up next weekend at some point, because I'll edit either the reaction video or the Cheeseman Park one. And then that one will be scheduled to go out, and one for the week after that, and we'll see how it goes. But if y'all have any other questions, feel free to reach out on Facebook. We have The Occult Life on Facebook. We're on there, easy to find. You can private message us. I think we are on TikTok too. I put the shorter videos on there, but they're mostly like suspenseful and like you don't know what's actually going on in any of them. Like, it's just tiny little clips. So let's see. Oh, thank you, Katie. Yeah, we hope to get to know all of you a little bit better, and hopefully you guys got to know us a little bit better. like what makes us tick behind the paranormal, and like, I don't know. Hopefully we answered your question. But basically, he's a skeptic and I'm a believer, and that kind of egged us on into kind of like, I'm going to prove it's not true, is what he says. And I'm like, I'm going to prove it's true. And then throughout the tiny little experiences that I think you're more on the fence now, is where you stand. You're still skeptic.
Always
skeptical.
been on the fence. I like to advertise I'm skeptical.
Mm-hmm. And everything that you see on video, you're like, that's not true.
Well, if it's on camera, like, it's obviously fake.
Not always, though. Okay, let's see. Thank you so much, Dawn. Thank you to Katie. My mom's here. That's Willow. Thank you to Dave, Harmbo, Mike, Faith. Let's see, who else was in here? In the very beginning, we had a Dr. Kobux.
Feel good fun.
Crow Judas was here for a little while. It's Katie, Mike, and Booberry. Booberry was in here too. Oh, thank you, Mike. Yeah, anyone who wants to share it can. We kind of don't really, I don't know, how do you call it? Self-advertise? I don't try to like self-promote all that much. Like I'll tell people when a video is coming up on our Facebook or something like that, but I don't try to be overly obnoxious about it. If people want to share our channel and find us naturally, that's cool. But hopefully we'll see all of you again sometime, or in the comments on one of our videos. You can be entered in to win any one of those cool things. And the next video that's coming up, the Cheeseman Park video, is going to be really cool. Like, there is a whole intro segment that I didn't work with the debunkers on, but they approved me doing a little segment with them being involved. So, I think it's entertaining. I hope you guys find it entertaining too. Even Beardo approved it, actually. But he did want me to tell you guys a message after that segment is over, which will be included as well. But thank you all for joining us. And yeah, we're hungry, so we're going to go get some lunch. And can't make anything here because the kitchen doesn't work. But I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for joining us. Anything to say? I'm the talker.
Bye-bye.
How do you end the live?
Well, it's from your phone, so I think you have to like do something from there.
Oh.